Hi there, everybody. I'm going to do a quick run through, or maybe not as quick as I hope, but a run through on how to create templates in dotloop. They're super useful tools. So when you start a transaction, you can go pull a template and load every document in that template for, say, a buyer purchase or a listing or something like that. Rather than having to pull a lot of individual documents over, you can copy and load all the documents for a transaction in at one time. So it does make the transaction process a little bit easier and helps you avoid some mistakes as far as forgotten documents or something like that. So it's a really useful tool. So I'm going to take you in and show you how to do that. So first off, we're in MyKW. This should be familiar with everybody. You go to My Transactions. Sometimes it says Start Transaction. Sometimes it has messages. Whatever. It's gonna launch you into My Transactions. You want to make sure that My Transactions shows up in red and black. If it shows up in blue, then you did it wrong, and you should go back to MyKW, refresh, and then go back into it. So once we're here, up on the top panel, you see all your choices up here, your profile, that kind of stuff. So you can choose templates, which is this one right next to your profile picture. I choose templates. This is where all my templates live. Let me go back and real quick show you how easy it is to load templates, and this is why we would have this. So if I go back to my loops, and let's say if I wanted to start a new test loop, there you go. That's not it. So test buyer loop. I've created a test buyer loop. This is it. It's called test buyer loop, and I've got no documents in it. If I wanted to add a document, I add from templates. It pulls up my templates folder. This is my buyer purchase template. I hit select all, and I copy. And I have 20 documents or pieces of documents in there that it threw in this file right away. You notice there are two different types of lines here. There's these bold lines. These are actual documents. So this is the purchase contract, disclosure agreement, buyer advisory, market conditions, that kind of stuff. And then these are what's called placeholders, where they aren't documents, but they are documents you will need in the end. So you notice full disclosure optional, if there's something else, so that it keeps me on track of looking around, finding if there's anything else I need. Buyer pre-qualification letter. So that's obviously nothing that I create. My lender creates that, so I load that in. My earnest money receipt, my title company gets that, so I needed to make sure that I got that in there. We'll talk about how we put documents in these things once we throw them in one of the loops. So now I'm going to go into templates and show you how to create this cool thing that allows you to just load up all these 20 documents right away. So I'll go into templates folder, and here, if you're familiar with this, you typically look down the side, you click on Northern Arizona Association, and this is where all your normal documents live to fill out. But you can create a new template folder by clicking this new folder button right here, and that's just going to bring up a new folder. What do you want to call it? Let's call this the I'm gonna aim this again towards buyer, because that's more often what's done in here. But buyer template. So I'm going to create that folder. It's going to show up right over here as buyer template. If I click on that, I've got nothing over here. So just like in a loop, I can add files to this from templates, and I can add files to this from my computer if I had stuff that I wanted to upload. So if I click on templates right here, it's going to open. This is all very familiar stuff. Open Armless Interactive Forms. So let's put in the purchase. Oh, sorry, I'm in Armless Arizona Association. Purchase contract for new home. There's my one. Notice this is updated February 1st, 2017. So this is the new contract. .loop filled that already in. Let's do agency, disclosure of buyer and seller, waiver, real estate agency and disclosure of buyer. So let's put that one in. What else might we need? residential seller property disclosure statement. Do we create that? No, we don't. So let's not put that in there. You know, maybe I want an addendum in there just so that I have one there. I also might want counteroffer in there just so that I have that. So just so you know, I searched for all of those and I clicked next to them, the little checkbox, and they stayed checked as long as I make sure they were checked, right? So I have that. I have agency. So if I hit copy, it's going to copy one of 4 documents. So there are those in there. So I've got addendum, counteroffer. I can change the order of these just if I want that to look a little bit different. There. So that's how that's done pretty simply. Now, the forms that I know that I'm gonna need, but I don't produce, that's where this really becomes more powerful, because those are the ones that we forget, right? So the title report, the earnest money receipt, all of that kind of stuff. We add those in by clicking next to this add document. So you have add document placeholder. That right there puts in a document placeholder, and then you tell it, and then you rename it. You call this title report. Then you add another document and you rename it. You call this one EM deposit receipt. You add another one. Let's call this the Spuds. Alright, so you get it. We've added 4 actually fill-outable documents and then 3 placeholders to this buyer template that we created. And that's how you create the buyer template. I showed you how to put it into a loop. I'm going to go do this again. Go back to my loops. Here's my test buyer loop. Here's another test loop that I made for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and select all of these and archive them so that I've got nothing. I want to add person. I want to add a folder. I'm going to go for my templates, buyer template, select all, copy them in. Now that I'm there, I just loaded that template folder set into this new loop. So these I can open up and fill out just normal. Right here, the placeholders, I can add multiple ways. You notice when I hover over that, this part over here says add file. So if I click this add file, it asks me, do I want to add it from computer or from templates? So this may be a placeholder for a document that I do fill out, but maybe not be a part of every transaction. So I can go pull one in from templates, or I can upload one from my computer. So if this is, say, the Spuds form, I can go to computer and find a seller property disclosure statement that I want to load in. Okay, I don't know if I have one here, so I'm just going to throw in something, any PDF. It's going to throw in. It's going to label it that placeholder name. So whatever you throw in there, it's going to rename it what you just did. And notice it's bold now, so it means it's done something since the last time I looked at it. If I click on this Spuds, it's going to pull that document that I just loaded in. The other thing you can do is merely drag and drop. So if I had say a PDF file that I wanted to just load in, let me see if I got one here. Here's the PDF. I'm going to throw it right here. So I have a PDF document that I just have right here. I'm going to drag it, and I can drag it over any of these, and it'll load it in. So I drop it right there. It's going to drop it into EM Deposit, and that's what it is. Now that was actually a map, but whatever. It was a PDF document, so it plopped right in there. And that's about it for templates. It looks like I've taken nearly 10 minutes, so I want to cut this a little bit short. If you guys have any other questions, please get a hold of me. My office is overlooking the lake. Hope this helps out and get you rolling. Alright, thanks for listening, and good business. Bye.